All right. Hey, everybody. It's Monday, October 9th, and this is episode 39 of the TED Show. Happy Monday. And I am with the beautiful Michelle Welch. She is one of the most unique people I've met in a long time. A lot of that has to do with her age, which I won't tell you. But she has a business acumen and a desire to help people that I haven't seen in a very long time, especially at her age. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I would love for you guys to tell us if you can hear me, if you can hear her when she speaks. You should go ahead and speak. All right, so we've got some people on.
Hi, everybody. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. So let Michelle know if you can talk, because it's not that loud in here, but she's kind of soft-spoken. I like it. I know you can go loud. I've heard you go loud before. So let us know if you can hear us. We would appreciate it. We met here at the Citrus Club. Yeah, you can bring up your phone. Don't worry, they're good. Thanks, Suzanne. Suzanne's my guest tomorrow, so we're golden on that. Happy Monday, Nirmala. Thanks, Rose. Met you up here at the Citrus Club, and I can't think of who introduced us. Did you just... Richard Coxum.
Yes.
We love Richard Coxum. Oh, that's right, he did. I still haven't had Richard on. I wonder if he's going to be mad. Usually I bring on the person that introduces me long before that.
I think he'll be fine.
He'll be all right.
I do enough for him.
But I saw you. You have a great look. And he said, I want you to meet Michelle. I actually kind of do remember that. And I think you might have referenced Queen of Clean at that moment, or he might have told me that you own a professional cleaning company. And I do remember walking away going, how does she own a company like that at her age? Because you have young skin. I mean, unless you're 80
I
and
think we should just tell them how old I am. You keep referencing
25. She's
I am
25. And I really want people to know that, because you come from the millennial perspective, which we'll talk about, and you come from a business owner, entrepreneurial, and single mom perspective. You've got it all going on at 25. So let's talk about that. Entrepreneur, so you own your own company. How did that start? What inspired you to go, okay, I'm going to be a company owner? In your background, how did you come up with that? What made you go that route?
Well, I have to definitely give kudos to my mom and dad. They instilled in me at a very young age that you have to hustle, you have to grind, you can get what you want, but you have to put in the work. And from the time that I was brought into this world, my parents owned businesses. They owned a child care facility, they owned a cleaning company. My father, he worked for the city, but when him and my mom got together, we moved to Florida. It was like, it's grind or die. They put in the work, and they opened up their child care facility here in Orlando, and they serviced 99% poverty-stricken families. So they had, a heart for the community of helping children, and they grew that, and they had it for over a decade, and they're very well respected in that community.
That's a lot of work.
Yes.
And so you watched them be business owners, go through that, because daycare is like morning, noon, and night. You don't really get a break from that. So you watched them, and so at what point did you know, all right, I want to own my own business? Because you told me earlier, you didn't really know the word no growing up, because your parents worked incredibly hard. Val says she's currently watching from LA and not the Citrus Club, and you look great. Hey, Val. But you weren't told no, but you still had it instilled in you that hard work got you to the place where your parents didn't have to say no.
Exactly, because they told me, I can get whatever I want. You can have whatever you want, but you have to work hard. So yes, I was waking up at 5 a.m., 16 years old, collecting payments from parents and helping my mom put her BPK classroom together. And, they made sure that I understood and I worked for what they paid for. So I still had that in me, but obviously I was a spoiled brat, so it's...
You don't come across as a spoiled brat, but you come across as your parents, you watched your parents work, right? But that doesn't always guarantee the fact that you're going to be the same, because a lot of times, and we'll talk about millennials a little bit, and I'm guilty of it, my kids will disagree, but you give them everything. Maybe because you didn't have it. I'm probably older than your parents. And so you want to give them everything, but that can sometimes backfire. But your parents made sure that you were part of the business at whatever age they felt was appropriate for you.
Exactly. They made sure I was very hands-on in everything. I mean, my mom, I'm actually certified with my 45 hours and all of that because she wanted me to know, like, this is what I had to do to get to where I'm at to give you what you have.
Right.
You know, so like I said, I don't know that struggle that a lot of people have gone through because I didn't really have to, get a job separate from the family business until I was 18 years old.
So your whole world changed at 18,
yeah.
right? So talk a little bit about that. What went on?
Obviously, at some point, the economy hit, and if there's no need, if no one has a job, there's not really much of a need for childcare. And at that time, my mom was ready to retire anyway. She's done it all her life. She's worked very, very hard, and so has my father. So they made that transition into selling the business, and then I turned 19 and I became pregnant with my first son. So my mom was like, perfect opportunity, stay at home grandma. And I was like, hey, do it, let's do it.
Right.
So she sold her business and she devoted her life at that point to Landon, which is my first son. He's 5. And ever since then, it was just like, you know what? That's when I had to learn. Okay, college wasn't really for me. I don't.
And it isn't for everyone. So how great that you were able to determine that without wasting too much time.
Yeah, it wasn't happening. So I decided to take a different approach. I took the real world approach. I aligned myself with opportunities and employment that would give me the work-based knowledge that I needed to excel. So at 18 years old, I opened up a yogurt store in the Altamont Mall called Yobel. I was like the project manager from start to finish. I did everything. It was as if they entrusted me with $500,000.
How does an 18-year-old get to that point, though? Like, how did you convince them that you could handle a project that's big? Altamont Mall, is that where
that
it was?
In the Altamont Mall,
that's
yeah.
a lot of overhead and a lot of things to try to figure out.
So they opened up their first store in Longwood, and I was a regular employee, and I literally worked my butt off. Like, I was there 24/7. At the time I didn't have Landon, so I wasn't pregnant or anything like that, but I worked really, really hard for them. Anything they needed, they could pick up the phone, and I was there. So I worked my way from employee to like team manager to then like shift leader, and then I just worked up into the corporate offices. And at that point I became corporate trainer. Then that's when I got the opportunity to actually open up the store.
And so did that opportunity, so you were working for someone at that point.
Yes.
So did that give you the taste of, okay, I know what I want to do and what I don't want to do?
Yes, I saw the money that I was making, and I was like, okay, so I'm 18 making this amount of money. And then I was like, so if I could do this for somebody else, why can't I do it for myself?
Exactly, which is where that whole entrepreneurial spirit comes
Exactly.
in. I think you have that realization. We were talking earlier. There are some people that are entrepreneurs and they have the spirit for it, and there are some people that want to clock in and clock out. And that is perfect. Like just like you said about college, everything's not for everyone. And I think that your age group, the millennial age group, has certainly pushed the envelope on that and made everybody kind of rethink what's best for them. It isn't as important to go to college anymore. It could be important to work for someone or be an entrepreneur, and you guys are okay with that. You all are not as afraid of failure, I think, as this group.
That's the key point, and because it's instilled in the other generations that you have to go to school, you have to, work for the man, you have to have a 401k. But people fail to realize that if you plan effectively, you can be an entrepreneur with a 401k, with an insurance plan. Mind you, I did just sign up for my business insurance, so now my
Good for you.
I have insurance.
Awesome.
But you can have all of those things. You just have to have the right resources. You have to have the right knowledge. So.
Correct. So then how did you get to Queen of Clean? And we have stories in between there, and we'll go back and forth. But Queen of Clean, that's your cleaning company. And how did you get to cleaning? We talked about this earlier. You said your mom had a cleaning company?
My mom had a cleaning company back in Jersey. That was before I was thought of.
What part of Jersey again?
Trenton.
That's right. I'm Bergen County. I don't talk like that anymore, but I can if I need to.
Exactly. When it comes out, it comes out.
Yeah, it does.
But she had a cleaning company with her older sister, and that's not necessarily why I decided to go into cleaning. It was just cool to know that it's in my bloodline. Like, it's
Correct.
in my bloodline. So I decided that I wanted to open up a company that obviously wouldn't have a super large overhead and something that I could manage and then grow. So my thoughts are always bigger. It's franchising the business out, being able to go into different counties and go into different states. So I was looking at the bigger picture when I thought of a cleaning company. So
What did your parents say when you said, this is what I want to do?
At first they were like, are you sure? My mom was like, what about a daycare? And I was like, no. How about we just don't do that again?
No.
So, and my dad has always been the one that's like, I'm gonna support you with whatever you do. My mom, she has that Leo personality, so she's like, well, what about this? What about that? And in 2015, I curated that whole idea of cleaning concepts. But just recently, this year, is when I finally got out and fully quit my job. I executed, and ever since I decided to walk away from my corporate job, I was like, okay, so I don't have a paycheck coming in. I have to make sure
You've got to do it. Well, you live your brand, and I think that is something more people need to figure out how to do. So when I met you, you're the brand, you're the face, and you live, eat, and breathe it, and you get out there. And one of the things we were talking about, hi everybody, hi Philip, hi Tim, hi Julie. One of the things we were talking about is how Orlando's a small town.
Exactly.
And then you add the Citrus Club to that, and it's even smaller. So you have the confidence to know that you're going to keep your promises. Something I say all the time too. You under promise and over deliver.
Exactly.
And I think that will keep you in a great place, because it spreads like wildfire in this town if a business isn't good, if there's customer service issues. And that was one of the things we were talking about as a business owner, struggling to try to find the staff to keep your vision going. I mean, we all deal with it. Anybody who is a business owner has to deal with it. But I asked you, I said, in your industry, it seemed like it's definitely something you're constantly challenged with. But it's not just you.
No, it's not. And as I sit down and talk with other people that own businesses that not are necessarily in it's manual labor, the manual labor industry. It's like no matter what industry they're in, that is like the number one problem across the board. They talk about having people that are loyal to your brand, having people that understand that it may not be their business, but they need to care for it as if it were. And that is the hardest problem, especially with the millennials. And as Ted reached on earlier, is that I feel like, yes, I am a millennial, but I don't have that mindset. I'm only 25, but my mindset is much bigger, because I'm not at that line. I like to go above. I like to go beyond. I want a lot more for myself and for my children. So I'm willing to go that extra mile. I'm willing to stay up those extra hours and make those connections and make those genuine connections. People forget that, you can know everybody in the world, but if you don't have authentic connections with people,
correct,
that means nothing.
We talk about authenticity on the show a lot, because that is what's missing from the businesses who are not as successful. I think people want to see authenticity, even vulnerability, even talking about what's going on and actually communicating with people, and not the BS that we see on social media a lot. The real. It doesn't. And I wish I could convince more of the people that I see struggling in business or even relationships that you've got to be a little more authentic, or just try being authentic 100%. So as a millennial though, you have 2 children, Landon and Trey. Does being a single mom add to the fire of, okay, I am not going to go traditional mode on millennial, I'm going all out, and I'm going to make sure that my business is successful because of it?
Yes, that plays an enormous role. I can't even stress that enough, because it's like, for me, I can't say I want to give my kids this because I didn't have it. I had it.
Correct.
So it's like, I had all that. They have to have it times 500.
Correct.
And I'm all for the spoiling my kids, but I'm also all for the, you're going to respect, you're going to do things the right way, you're going to...
Well, you talked about Landon, which I love. Tell that story, because I think Landon's her 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Michelle's 5-year-old. And he doesn't have a dad around, but you still didn't tell him what you said, because it was beautiful.
So with Landon, his father is not around, he's not present, and I'm not the type of person that's like, oh, my son doesn't need a father, or neither of my sons. I'm not like that in any way, shape, or form. I encourage relationships all the way. But it's like, I'm a woman, I have to know my place as a mother, and I can't teach my sons how to be men. all I can do for them is instill in them you respect women, you live respectfully, and you live a good, wholesome life. And it starts with me. So I have to make sure that, you know, if they see women, they acknowledge, they hold the door. Landon is very polite, very kind-hearted.
At 5, I love
and,
that.
you know, it's yes, no. We don't do the yeah and the okay. There's no attitude
I
going on.
hate yeah.
No, it's yes. And he knows if he slips, excuse me? Yes, mommy.
Yes, mommy, yes.
So he's very, very respectful, and Trey will be the same way. If he could talk now, he would.
But that's because you're also, and I want to talk about this, you're present. So you're present when you're here, you're present when you're doing a presentation to a client, but you're super present with your boys. And that's a balance that I think is a challenge for anyone, but you definitely have made it a priority for you.
Of course, and I can honestly say that, you know, as a mother, I've had my faults, and I've had my low times and my high times, because being a mom and being a single mother, it's not an easy thing, but I don't allow it to take me to that place where I feel bad for myself, and I'm not an effective mom. That's something I would never do, because it takes a tribe to raise children.
It really does.
And, you know, I have my family, thank God, my mother and my father, they are my backbone, and even my aunts, my cousins, like literally it takes a lot of people, my friends, everyone contributes to me raising my boys. And if I didn't have them, it would be extremely difficult. I probably wouldn't be in the place that I'm at now, so I do love to give credit when it's due. So shout out to my mom and dad, because without you guys, I don't know what I would do. But, you know, they help me, and my father, that is who my children see as their father. And
Sure.
he takes that role on. No questions asked. He's there. You know, he's never missed a soccer game. He's never missed a doctor's appointment. Like, I mean, my parents are very present. I'm very present. And I don't play about my children. So, you know, they need me. They need me because I'm all that they have.
Correct.
So, you know, I understand I have to find that balance, or I had to find the balance with running a business and being an effective mother.
Well, it's an ongoing battle.
It is.
Always. I mean, it's no matter how present you want to be, there are moments where you're human, you're exhausted, there's stuff, but the fact that you're cognizant of it and you have to push. You're cognizant of the fact, I know I'm tired, but I still have to do this. It's my responsibility. These are my babies, and I have to do what I have to do to ensure that they're getting me, and then they're getting a well-rounded amount of love. And I mean, it's so important. And you can tell that by your pictures and the way that you talk about them. So that's awesome. All right, they're your world. I know you say it all the time. They're your heart. Let's talk about the business itself, because and then I want to get to momtrepreneur. Okay, I'm going to get that. Because you have the business, all right. It's cleaning, but it's not just your typical service. You actually are fantastic about hashtagging and targeting businesses. So tell them a little bit about that, because this can be applied across the spectrum for businesses.
So with my cleaning company, Queen Cleaning Concepts, I'm very, very big on social media. That is what honestly has boosted my company from being, you know, in the starting stages to in 3 months, I mean, I'm in go mode with it. So, and I have a quick story is that, I actually mentor somebody in New Jersey. She found me from a house cleaning hashtag that I use, and we text each other. I send her information. I'm gonna go to her graduation. I'm super excited for her. She's graduating with her business degree, but she found me through hashtags, and it was because she was looking for things that were relevant in the house cleaning, commercial cleaning industry, and she came across my business Instagram page, and she DM'd me and was like, I love what you're doing. This is something that I aspire to do. Can you help me?
That's so cool.
And I'm all about helping people. There's so much money,
You're a
so much
25-year-old
opportunity.
mentor. You know, like, that's so awesome. I think that's great. That's a testament to you.
I think, you know, sometimes I have to, like, take a step back and look at my situation and think, like, why has all of this happened? Why do people look to me for inspiration? Because there's many of times throughout the day where I'll get a text message or I'll get a DM or something from someone letting me know that they saw something I posted or a video or something that I said that has truly helped them get through their day or get through anything. And for me, that's like, whoa.
It feeds the soul. It allows. It helps you continue to grow. So the hashtags, talk about that
Okay.
because that's so important.
It's super
what you
relevant
said.
that when you're picking your hashtags, it has to be relevant to what you're doing. So I know that I see a lot of people, they just start hashtagging everything. And it's like, yeah, that's great because you want everyone to see everything, but you have to make sure you do target marketing. So let's say, for example, if I'm, doing a post-construction cleanup, and I want people to know that I offer that service in Orlando. So I would hashtag Orlando Investor or Orlando Realtor or Orlando Post-Construction or Orlando Post-Construction Cleanup. You want to look at the hashtag itself. If it has over like 30,000 hashtags, go to something else because you have to remember that throughout the day there's going to be people hashtagging that same thing and the filter is going to keep going down
That was a great
and keep
point.
going
That's
down.
great.
And you want to make sure that if you hit the hashtag, you want to be in that top little box on Instagram of where people can see what you're hashtagging. You want your post to be relevant. So relevance is going to be a big major key.
I love that. So talk about Momtrepreneur. Did I do it right
Yes,
this time?
you said
All
it
right.
right. Okay.
And then about the club and you're president of the minority. You have the whole term there.
The Minority Business Owners Club here at the City
That's
Club.
a lot. I mean, but how awesome you're giving back and you're getting involved in the community. I think that's so important. A lot of times, pretty much everyone I ever have on the show has some sort of impact on the community with what they're doing in their way. So talk about that with Momtrepreneur and the minority business.
Okay, so the Momtrepreneur Network is something that I came up with because a lot of women that are single mothers have reached out to me. And it's not just for the single mother. It is an interactive hub for women, for single mothers, for businesswomen. It doesn't matter your background. If you're a woman, it's for you to basically find people in your similar situation or find women that have gone through something that you've gone through and you just need inspiration. You need support. If you want to open up a business and you don't have the resources, I want to be able to be like a matchmaker. Like,
That's awesome.
hey, I know this person. Let me reach out to them so that they can help you.
That's so cool.
And it's just kind of like it's just going to be a big community of women that are truly about empowering each other. You find so many different women that are on this empowerment wave, and that's great. And I don't knock anybody. Believe me, I support everyone. But it's like, are you really truly for the women?
We talk about that. Now, do you know Nene Carey, Naisha Carey?
Yes.
So she talks about that a lot too because it's not always what it seems.
Yes, it's
and
not.
women tend to be very hard on each other.
And that's the sad part because it's like we're all in this together. Truly we are. And I just feel like there's too much opportunity. There's too much space. There's too much
I
growth
agree.
for everyone, for anyone to feel like, you know what? You don't have enough followers to be a part of this. Like, no. Like, you don't have this. No, who are you to tell somebody that they don't have enough of something?
Right.
Everyone has that passion within them.
Yes,
Everyone can contribute.
Yes.
So that's my whole idea with the Momtrepreneur Network, and I want to have interactive brunches. I want to be able to bring women together just to love each other. I mean, it's really hard. Me being a single mom of two, it's hard to find good, authentic relationships with other women because it's like, number one, not everyone is 25 with 2 children. That's, never a given.
True.
So it's hard for people to understand that, I have a life outside of what a typical 25-year-old would do. I own a business. I don't always have time. A lot of my time I have to split everything in half between my business and my children.
Sure.
So you have to be around women that understand what you're trying to do with your life. And then not only that are going to help you get to where you
They're actually authentically wanting to help you.
Exactly. And so that is what I'm creating. I'm
That's
creating
amazing.
a network of love, authentic love, and just connections. I want someone to say, hey, Michelle, I want to open this type of business, and we say, hey, I have somebody for you. Like, that is what I want to do. And that's what I'm going to do. So,
I love that. I love that.
it's
We'll
kinda
give all the
set in stone.
URLs and all the Facebook pages at the end. And then talk about the club.
Okay, so, and I'm also the president of the Minority Business Owners here at the Citrus Club. One big thing for me is that I am a minority. I am Black, Puerto Rican, and Polish. So that's what drives me to want to help. And I'm a woman. A woman in business, we're the fastest growing, entrepreneurs.
Yes.
But it's like, we always have something to prove. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone
And the
says.
least supported, I feel like.
Exactly.
It's an interesting thing that you guys have to deal with.
Yeah, so, I take that and I run with it. And my thing is that there's so many opportunities for minorities that we don't know about because we're not educated properly on it. So this platform with the Citrus Club is giving me what I need to give that information out. So with the Minority Club here, what I'm able to do is bring in speakers, for grant writing. I'm able to bring in people that'll let us know what certifications do we need so that we can have better opportunity for business, to have contracts with government, to have larger contracts, to land those contracts that we typically wouldn't be able to get because of who we are. And I'm very honest about it. It's the truth.
I understand, and I didn't know until you told me. And you know what? You guys know I'm at the club pretty much 24/7. I had no earthly idea that we had that here. So
it is fairly new though.
And that's okay, but I think that that's so awesome because we have so many minority business owners here. And minority can be women, obviously. Like it's pretty much open here, and we have never done anything that I'm aware of that is that impactful to the business owners here. I think that's awesome.
So it's something that I'm super, super excited to be a part of, and we will be opening it up obviously to the public once we get it more going and more stable. But it's very exciting because when we had our first meeting, a lot of us did not know the opportunities that are presented to us. So I'm able to bring that in, and I have my mentor is Dr. Pamela McCauley. She's amazing. I mean,
I've met her, right? Yes. You've introduced me to her here.
I have.
She's amazing.
An amazing woman.
Absolutely amazing.
She's a professor at UCF. I could just go on another 30 minutes about her.
She is dynamic.
Yeah, so she is pouring into me so that I can pour out to everybody else, and I have a lot of support from everyone that's a part of, the minority business owners. So it's something that to definitely be on the lookout for, because we want to help to diversify everyone. We need to know, and as minorities, we need to know what options we have to make our businesses better. So that's what I'm here for.
I love that. All right, can you believe we're almost at 1:30? So we went past the 1:25, which is good. Tell them give them a couple of websites, and we will 100% hashtag things and put the URLs on there, but tell them your company website.
Okay, so for Queen Cleaning Concepts, we do residential, commercial cleaning, post-construction cleanup. We do it all. Seriously, we really do. So that's www.queencleaningconcepts.com, and that's for Instagram as well. And for the Momtrepreneur Network, it's themomtrepreneurnetwork.com. It's a mouthful, but it'll be in the comments or somewhere, so you'll be able to click on that, and that's for Instagram and Facebook. And honestly, I'm the Michelle Welch on Instagram or Michelle Welch on Facebook. If you ever have questions, concerns, if you want a cleaning quote, anything.
I love that. And I think what's great, and so Jerry McDaniel's my guest on Thursday. Hey, Jerry. And hey, everybody who's commented. He said your guest has so much light coming from him. And that's exactly how you are. You just put it out there, and I think that's awesome. So I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having
Was it scary? It wasn't scary.
No,
it's so
like
not
once
scary.
we get into it, I had a couple sips of wine, we're good.
Oh, Rose. Oh, love her. Iggy says hello. Tell Iggy I said hello, Rose. Thank you guys for tuning in. We had a big crowd today. I appreciate that. I'm behind on Facebook messages. I'm behind on text messages. It's been my birthday week. Hashtag Tedtober. It's terrible. Isn't it awful? I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support for the show. We will post everything and give all the URLs. You're amazing, and cheers to you for all you do.
Thank you.
And 25, just because I brought up the age, I just want you guys to see that it doesn't matter how old or young you are. You can still be an entrepreneur. You can still do what you want to do. You can still be a mom and still have a business. And that's really why it wasn't to do anything other than stress how important that is for us to realize that age means absolutely nothing. So love you guys so much. You were awesome. And now she's going to do the $4.99 part of the show and hit finish. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Bye.